It's the PU.
It's the PU. Welcome to the PU. And Wednesday or whatever day it is.
And straight from Michael Alig's archives in South Indiana, we have more invites and stories to share.
More invites and stories. Yes, this is one of my favorite invitations of all time. This is the Downtown Tunnel Sponge.
So it's a real sponge. If you were to put it in water, it would puff up like a sponge, and you could use it to clean the toilet.
And the interesting thing behind it is that this was the last party that I threw at Tunnel before I was fired. And the reason I was fired was because the owner of the club said that all my friends were sponges. And all we did was get in for free and drink for free.
This was when you were fired from the first tunnel.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
this would have been like in 89 or 88, right?
So the invitation says free drinks, free admission, free sponge. And Ellie Diane, he owned Guess Jeans. He owned Tunnel. He didn't even know that he paid for this. I just charged it to him. And then we had the party.
Right, and then after that you moved to Red Zone, right? Or the World?
The World.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Well, this is another Tunnel invitation, the Doomsday party. We found beneath the tunnel a bomb shelter. And I was just snooping around the club one day with Rudolph with flashlights, and we found this. And you're not supposed to be down there. And it was filled with boxes of,
old food.
Yeah, crackers and bottled water and things like that. And we thought it would be fun to have like an end of the world party where you couldn't leave. You go into the party, and then we locked everybody in, and we had video footage of bombs going off and sound effects of the world collapsing around and everything, and then open bar and a DJ and all that, and that was really fun.
Those early Club Kid parties at the Tunnel were actually quite fun.
They were, because we put thought into making
right, and there was no jadedness about them. It was all just this really fun, wacky parties with very energetic people.
I love it. It says radioactive open bar, free biscuits and canned food. See utter chaos and destruction. Witness mass UFO landings. Participate in World War III polar shifts. Millions will vanish. Guaranteed survival at Tunnel Doomsday party.
Good times.
Good times. We'll have that all. Oh, and are we breaking for our commercial? Or?
Yes, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. So, one very interesting invite that Michael found, and it's very historical. It's an invite from a party that he did at the Limelight, but not when we started doing Disco 2000, but from years earlier.
Right. This was from October 1986, when the Limelight was, just unbearable. You just could not go.
Yeah, I remember I used to go to the Limelight like around 1985. It was okay, but it was
in '85. It was the end of.
It was kind of losing.
And even
its
then,
luster.
It was not, because they had this weird 23 and up. Because they wanted it
They were trying it to be very adult and chic, and it was just kind of like all these horrible people in suits and ties spending lots of money on drinks.
Lots of money on
there
drinks.
Were no. I think
it wasn't wonderful like our clubs where everything was free and the clubs made no money.
Although I do remember that on Sunday nights they had a gay night there. That was lots of fun because I would go to it.
Well, now that was later, because at this time they had the rock and roll church. And it was like big hair, like
on Sundays.
Yeah, it was like Poison and
that was not fun.
That was different. But this invitation is the first party that I threw at the Limelight, and the interesting part of it is the front. It was a makeover. It was like the makeover shows they have on TV now.
Yeah. Before and afters.
Yes, and as the befores, I needed pictures of just normal-looking people. So I went to my high school yearbook, and I picked out 2 pictures of my teachers, just normal-looking teachers. I forget their names. It's very, very normal-looking. And I had a mailing list at that time. People mailed invitations, and I put some people from South Bend on my mailing list because I wanted them to see this. The success. I was proud
how successful
of how big and rich, and yes. And somehow this invitation ended up at Penn High School. And I was sent a letter from Penn High School.
A cease and desist letter.
Something like that, asking why her name was Miss Horvath. I don't remember what his name was. He was my computer teacher. But they asked me to please not do that again, and I haven't done it ever since. Last time I did it. Learned my lesson.
Chastised.
Yes.
And it stuck that time. We have time for one more.
Oh, okay. There's the what can be more fun than the Partridge Family at Disco 2000?
And you have to recall, for those of you who didn't go to it, Michael had this habit of hiring all these B stars or has-been TV stars. So there was Shirley Jones, there was Ellie Mae Clampett from the Beverly Hillbillies. Barbara Eden. There was Lieutenant Uhura from Star Trek, who was one of my favorites.
This Catwoman lady, Julie Newmar.
Julie Newmar was there. There was just... a cavalcade of stars. And we would set them up in these situations where Michael would hire them, and then there would be this dinner that would take place before the club opened. So there would be, which I actually didn't think the food was that horrible.
No,
I remember eating it.
The food was good.
The food was good.
The food was never the problem.
So if you ever have watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show where Brad and Janet are sitting.
It's funny you say that because that was my inspiration. That dinner party was my inspiration.
It was total Rocky Horror Picture Show. So Brad and Janet were the celebrities that we invited to honor with that.
Unsuspecting.
And then all the freaks were sitting at this table,
sometimes dressed as them.
And club kids and just every nut you can imagine. And I just remember the expression on the faces of some of these people.
Wow.
They were like, they were kind of smiling but scared.
But not always. Sometimes they were actually mad. Zelda Rubinstein, the little lady from Poltergeist. Yeah. She kept saying, "How long do I have to stay here? When do I have to leave?" And I said, "You know what? Get the fuck out of here. You're ruining the party. Just leave." Tina Louise also was not happy. She, I think, was homophobic. She didn't like the drag queens all dressed like her. Yeah. Well, she had a problem. Tina Louise, had a problem with Ginger Grant because she felt that Ginger Grant
cheapened her image.
Well, that and it typecast her, and she was never able to get anything serious.
Well, I thought who was really fun was Lieutenant Uhura, Nichelle Nichols, because she stayed through the whole thing and then even went on stage and did a little show. And
a lot of people. Yeah. Well, what about Miss Fletcher? I fall and I can't get up. She was 80 years old from the life call.
Yeah, some old lady who used to do this Life Alert commercial where it's a thing that you wear on your neck and you're old, and then if you fall down, you press a button so that the
commercial was this old lady. She's like, "I fall and I can't get up." And everybody, it was sort of a national joke at the time.
Yeah, and that was actually funny.
To have her there was,
and her performance was on stage.
Yes, and she fell. She fell like the 80-year-old woman. She fell on the stage and yelled, "I fall and I can't get up." The crowd went crazy, and she did it again. She did it again.
Good times.
John Bobbitt too. That was a good one. The guy who's got his penis cut off. We had a dinner party for him when he released the porno video, and the dinner plates had a sausage and then 2 potatoes on either side, and they were squirted with this red kind of sauce.
It's really a shame that we didn't film all of those dinners because they would be classics.
They would be classics.
Unlike this show.
Unlike this show.
So see you next time.
All right, bye.